Hi, I'm with Ricardo Mapp Anjos from Fisher Meredith, who's one of the property partners at Fisher Meredith, which is based in the city at Chancery Lane. So huge thanks for you joining me today. Now we're going to focus on selling at auction. Ricardo, just some key questions which has been prepared for already. So in terms of providing information about the property before the auction, who do I provide the information to?
Well, essentially the auction house will require a pack to put online so that any prospective buyers and their solicitors can view the material and make a decision. So if you're looking to sell a property, then you need to contact your solicitor as soon as possible, who will then draft some special terms that will be added to the standard terms that go with the contract package. It'll also ask you to provide various information, fill in various forms, obtain land registry documentation, perhaps carry out searches, and provide a pack to the auction house, who then have the facility to upload that for prospective buyers to view and download along with their solicitors.
In terms of the information which I provide, does the principle that buyer beware?
Well, as a buyer, you will need to investigate the documentation that is available and that is provided. So yes, you need to be aware of that information. And as a seller, you should disclose as much information about the property as you can. There may be times when you're tempted not to, but you do have to be honest and provide information about the property. As to the extent and number of documents that you may supply, that may vary. If you're in a great rush, you may have very few documents available before the auction date. If you have more time, then you may be able to supply larger amounts of documentation. You may be able to obtain search results. If you're very keen to have your property sold, it may be that you want to provide as much and as fullest information as you can, so that the buyer will have the greatest awareness about the property, and will take some comfort from that. A solicitor or purchaser seeing very few or very little information online might have more concern.
In terms of controlling how much the property is sold for, how much control, how much power do I have in that?
Well, it depends on your agreement with the auction house. You can potentially set a reserve. It depends whether that's something that particular auction house allows or permits, and what reserve that will be.
Sure. And looking forward in terms of the auctions, is it a good strategy? Do you get the best results through going through auctions or selling it outside of the auction room?
Well, it's very difficult to say, because it's horses for courses, and it depends what you're looking to achieve. It may be that you want a very quick turnaround. There's a cash flow issue. You want the property sold. It may be there are annoying issues that if you put it on the market, the transaction will take a long time. There'll be lots of panicky buyers asking you questions. You may feel, I just want it sold. Often banks quite commonly will sell as mortgagees in possession, simply because they don't want to have a long protracted transaction. So they will put it to an auction house, sell it, immediately sold. 28 days later the cash is received. They have a limited ability to answer information, so it may well suit them to go that way.
And in terms of when the hammer falls, can the buyer pull out still?
Once the hammer falls and the bid has been made, the buyer is committed contractually to complete on the transaction. He will, at the point that the bid is accepted, be obliged to sign a memorandum with his details and to pay his 10% deposit. If he fails to complete, then his 10% deposit will be forfeited, and the auction house, the seller, will be entitled to resell the property again. There may even potentially be a slim possibility of further action for any losses. That's tends to be rare, but it is possible. Generally speaking, once the contract has exchanged, they are contractually bound to complete, save for those instances.
Now, for those of you who are out there thinking, look, we're not selling at auction, we're purchasing. Fantastic. watch the other video with myself and Ricardo Mapp dos Anjos. Ricardo, you're based in Chancery Lane. What's the best way of people getting in touch with you? Is it simply LinkedIn, or is there a website?
We are fishermeredith.co.uk. You can email me on ricardo.mapp, mappdos @fishermeredith.co.uk, or just Google us. You'll find me and all the firm Fisher Meredith on our website.
I just want to ask you one other question. So it's fantastic they can contact you. Let's say someone's based outside of London and they ideally want to come into the office. Let's say they're based in Bristol or Cardiff.
Sure. We've got, if we can deal with clients in London, around London, or outside of London. Some of my clients are even based abroad. It's not a difficulty. We have facilities and ways and means of identification verification and things like that. They're all essential these days. But essentially, distance in a conveyancing transaction need not be a bar to us acting for you. And if you want to come to the office, you're more than happy to attend meeting rooms here to greet people and deal with any questions, queries they may have.
So huge thanks for you joining me. If you've got comments, suggestions, if there's a key question about auctions which hasn't been covered, do let me know. I'm feel free. Ricardo is regularly contributing at my events. He's on one of the upcoming panels in November. If you can't make that live meet, which is in the evening time, it's on the third Tuesday of November, then have a look at adding a comment to YouTube, and I will send it over to Ricardo. So that's another way. And if there's a particular topic you want Ricardo to explain in a bit more detail on video as well. So Ricardo's specialism isn't just auctions, it covers a wide spectrum of residential property. So huge thanks for you joining me, huge thanks Ricardo as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.